Welcome to a tranquil journey with Class 1A at their forest training camp. Before we start into their night of bonding and discovery, let's take a moment to relax. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and then slowly exhale. Feel the tension leaving your body with each breath. Continue to breathe, slowly and deeply as you listen, letting the story's soothing ambience calm your mind and prepare you for a restful sleep. The setting sun bathed the forest in a warm golden light as Class 1A arrived at their training camp. The air was filled with the scent of pine and the gentle rustling of leaves. Excitement buzzed through the group as they disembarked from the bus, their eyes wide with wonder at the picturesque surroundings. Izawa and All Might stood at the front, waiting for everyone to gather. Aisawa's usual stoic expression softened slightly as he surveyed the eager faces of his students. "All right, everyone," he began, his voice calm and steady. "Welcome to the training camp. This isn't about intense training or battling villains. Tonight, it's about relaxation, teamwork, and connecting with nature." All Might stepped forward, his smile bright and reassuring. "We have a series of activities planned that will help you unwind and strengthen your bonds with each other. But first, let's get settled in." The students quickly got to work, setting up their tents in a clearing surrounded by towering trees. Laughter and chatter filled the air as they unpacked their belongings. Midoriya and Uraraka struggled with their tent poles, while Todoroki calmly assembled his tent with practiced ease. Bakugo grumbled about the simplicity of the task, but managed to help Kirishima with his tent. As the last rays of the sun dipped below the horizon, the group gathered around a large campfire that had been set up in the center of the clearing. The fire crackled and popped, sending sparks dancing into the twilight sky. The warmth of the flames and the soft glow created a cozy atmosphere. Aizawa and All Might joined the circle, their faces illuminated by the firelight. "We're starting with some stargazing," Aizawa announced. "This is an opportunity to relax and appreciate the beauty of the night sky." Momo distributed star maps and small telescopes to each student. They spread out on blankets, lying on their backs and gazing up at the vast expanse of stars. The forest was quiet, save for the occasional hoot of an owl or the distant chirping of crickets. Midoriya pointed out various constellations to his friends, his voice filled with awe and excitement. "Look, there's Orion, and over there is the Big Dipper." His enthusiasm was contagious, and soon everyone was engaged in identifying the different star formations. As the stars twinkled above, Aizawa and All Might moved among the students, offering guidance and sharing their own knowledge of the night sky. The atmosphere was serene, with a sense of wonder and tranquility settling over the group. After a while, All Might gathered everyone around the campfire once more. "Now that we've taken in the beauty of the stars, it's time for a nature walk," he said. "Follow Aizawa and me, and remember to stay close together." The group set off into the forest, their flashlights casting soft beams of light on the path ahead. The night air was cool and refreshing, and the sounds of the forest enveloped them. They walked in silence, each step bringing a sense of peace and connection to the natural world. As they walked, Aizawa pointed out various plants and creatures, sharing interesting facts about the ecosystem. The students listened intently, their usual energy subdued by the calming environment. They felt a sense of unity with the forest and with each other. Did you know that some of these trees are over 100 years old? Aizawa remarked, his voice low but carrying in the stillness of the night. They've stood here, witnessing countless changes and cycles of nature. Todoroki, usually reserved, found himself absorbed in the tranquility of the forest. It's amazing how everything here has a purpose and a place, he mused quietly. After a leisurely stroll, the group arrived at a serene lake. The water was smooth as glass, reflecting the moon and stars above. Aizawa led them to a grassy area by the shore, where they sat in a circle. We're going to do a guided meditation, he explained. This will help you relax and clear your minds. All Might's voice was gentle as he guided them through the meditation, encouraging them to focus on their breathing and the sounds of nature. The students closed their eyes, letting go of their worries and tensions. The meditation brought a deep sense of calm, and they felt more connected to themselves and to each other. Imagine you're a part of this forest, All Might instructed softly. Feel the earth beneath you, the air around you, the stars above you. You're rooted here, strong and serene. The students followed his words, visualizing themselves as part of the natural world. The stress and strain of their daily lives seemed to melt away, replaced by a profound sense of peace. With their minds clear and their spirits lifted, the group slowly made their way back to the campfire. The fire had burned down to glowing embers, casting a soft, warm light. The students settled around the fire once more, feeling a sense of contentment and relaxation. To add more depth to this scene, the students can engage in various campfire activities. Midoriya could initiate a game where everyone shares one interesting fact about themselves. This will help them learn new things about each other and build stronger bonds. Midoriya, with his ever-curious nature, started. I once tried to build a hero costume out of cardboard when I was 5. It didn't work very well, but it was my first step toward becoming a hero. Everyone laughed, picturing a tiny Midoriya running around in a makeshift costume. Uraraka shared her passion for astronomy, revealing that she had a small telescope at home and loved watching the stars with her parents. It always made me feel so small, yet so connected to the universe, she said, her eyes shining with fond memories. Ida's fact was more surprising. I've always had a passion for cooking. It's a way to relax and express myself. Maybe I'll cook for all of you sometime. The group cheered at the idea, imagining a feast prepared by their meticulous and precise friend. Todoroki shared a more personal story about his mother. She used to read me stories about heroes every night before bed. It's one of the few good memories from my childhood, and it's part of what inspired me to become a hero. Bakugo, though hesitant at first, shared a story from his childhood that showed a softer side. I used to help my mum in her bakery. She makes the best pastries, and I guess that's why I'm so competitive. I want everything to be perfect, like her cakes. His admission brought a new understanding of his perfectionist nature. Kirishima, always the open book, talked about his struggles with self-doubt and how he found strength in emulating the heroes he admired. I always wanted to be a hero who could stand strong and protect others, like Crimson Riot. The night continued with more stories, each one adding a new layer of depth to their friendships. The students felt a profound sense of unity, their bonds growing stronger with each shared memory and personal fact. The night sky had fully enveloped the forest by the time the students returned to the campfire. The soft glow of the embers, and the gentle flicker of the remaining flames created a serene and inviting atmosphere. Aizawa and All Might stood before the group, their faces calm and composed. "Our next activity is something I think you'll all enjoy," All Might announced with a warm smile. "We're going to split into small groups and share stories. This is a chance to learn more about each other and to build stronger bonds." The students eagerly formed groups, sitting in small circles around the campfire. Each group was given a small lantern, adding to the cozy ambience. The sounds of the forest provided a soothing backdrop as they began their storytelling session. In one group, Midoriya, Uraraka, and Ida sat together, their faces illuminated by the lantern's soft light. Midoriya started by sharing a story from his childhood, recalling how he had always admired heroes and dreamt of becoming one himself. His eyes sparkled with passion as he spoke, and his friends listened intently, nodding in understanding. "I remember the first time I saw All Might on TV," Midoriya said, his voice filled with nostalgia. "It was like watching a beacon of hope. That's when I knew I wanted to be a hero, just like him." Uraraka smiled warmly. "You've come so far, Midoriya. We all have. It's amazing to see how much we've grown since we started at UA." Ida nodded in agreement. "Indeed, our experiences have shaped us into who we are today. It's important to reflect on those moments and appreciate our journey." In another group, Todoroki, Bakugo, and Kirishima shared their own stories. Todoroki spoke of his family and the struggles he faced growing up. His tone was calm and reflective, and his friends listened with empathy. "My father's expectations were always overwhelming," Todoroki admitted. "But being at UA and meeting all of you has helped me find my own path." Kirishima patted Todoroki on the back, his expression full of encouragement. "You've become an incredible hero, Todoroki. We're all proud of you." Bakugo, in his usual blunt manner, shared a story about a particularly challenging training session. Despite his tough exterior, there was a sense of camaraderie in his words, and his friends appreciated his honesty. "We've all been through tough times," Bakugo said, his voice gruff but sincere. "But it's those challenges that make us stronger." In another group, Tsuyu, Mineta, and Tokoyami sat together. Tsuyu shared a story about a rescue mission she had been on, her voice steady and calm as she recounted the details. Mineta listened with wide eyes, his usual antics subdued by the serious tone of the story. "It was a difficult situation, but we managed to save everyone," Tsuyu said, her voice reflecting the quiet strength she possessed. "It reminded me of why I want to be a hero." Tokoyami, inspired by Tsuyu's story, shared his own experience of battling his inner darkness and learning to control his quirk. "It's a constant struggle, but I've learned that embracing who I am is the key to my strength." As the storytelling continued, laughter and heartfelt moments filled the air. The students felt a deeper connection with each other, their bonds strengthened by the shared experiences. The forest seemed to embrace them, the night alive, with a sense of unity and peace. To further enrich this scene, more details about the interactions and responses to the stories can be added. As Midoriya finished his story, Uraraka leaned closer, her eyes sparkling with admiration. "You've always been so dedicated, Midoriya. It's inspiring to see how far you've come." Ida, always the voice of reason, added, "Your determination is what keeps us all pushing forward. It's a reminder that hard work and perseverance truly pay off. In Todoroki's group, Bakugo's gruff exterior softened slightly as he listened to Kirishima. "You're always so hard on yourself, man," Kirishima said, his tone encouraging. "But you've got a heart of gold. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." Bakugo grunted in response, but there was a glimmer of appreciation in his eyes. Yeah, just don't get all mushy on me." Tsuyu's calm and collected demeanor provided a soothing contrast to Mineta's usual antics. As she recounted her rescue mission, Mineta's wide eyes showed genuine respect. "You're really brave, Tsuyu," he said, his voice unusually serious. "I wish I could be more like you." Tokoyami's story about controlling his quirk resonated deeply with his friends. "It's not easy to face your inner demons," Tsuyu said, her voice gentle. "But you've shown incredible strength and resilience. We're all here to support you." The night continued with more stories, each one adding a new layer of depth to their friendships. The students felt a profound sense of unity, their bonds growing stronger with each shared memory and personal fact. After the storytelling session, Aisawa and All Might led the students to a nearby clearing where they had set up a telescope. "It's time for some more stargazing," Aisawa said with a rare smile. "But this time, we're going to look a little closer." One by one, the students took turns looking through the telescope, marveling at the detailed view of the stars and planets. Midoriya's eyes widened in awe as he observed the rings of Saturn, and Uraraka let out a gasp of delight when she saw the craters on the moon. "This is incredible," Midoriya whispered, his voice filled with wonder. "It's like seeing a whole new world." The experience was magical, and the students felt a sense of connection to the universe beyond their own. The stargazing session was a reminder of the vastness of the world and their place within it. To add more depth, each student can share their thoughts and feelings as they take their turn at the telescope. As Midoriya peered through the telescope, he couldn't help but reflect on his journey. "Every time I look at the stars, I'm reminded of how small we are in the grand scheme of things. But it also makes me realize that each of us has the power to shine brightly and make a difference." Uraraka's eyes sparkled with joy as she observed the moon's craters. "The moon has always fascinated me. It's a symbol of hope and light in the darkness. Just like how we, as heroes, bring hope to those in need." Ida, ever the logical thinker, analyzed the planets with keen interest. The vastness of space is a reminder of the endless possibilities that lie ahead. We must continue to strive for excellence and push the boundaries of what we can achieve. Todoroki's calm demeanor reflected his inner peace as he gazed at the stars. "The stars remind me that no matter how dark things may seem, there is always light to guide us. We just have to keep moving forward." Bakugo, though usually focused on strength and power, found himself captivated by the beauty of the cosmos. "It's strange. Looking at the stars makes me feel a sense of calm, like all the battles and struggles are just a small part of something much bigger." Kirishima's enthusiasm was contagious as he took his turn. "The stars are like our dreams, shining brightly in the distance, guiding us toward our goals. We just have to keep reaching for them." Tsuyu's quiet strength was evident as she observed the night sky. Nature has a way of reminding us of our place in the world. The stars are a reminder of the beauty and wonder that exists beyond our everyday struggles. Tokoyami's introspective nature was reflected in his thoughts. The darkness of the night sky is a reminder of the challenges we face. But the stars that pierce through the darkness represent our strength and resilience. As the stargazing session came to an end, the students felt a profound sense of connection to the universe and to each other. The night sky had provided a moment of reflection and wonder, strengthening their resolve to continue their journey as heroes. As the stargazing session came to an end, the students slowly made their way back to the campfire. The flames had died down, leaving a bed of glowing embers that cast a warm, comforting light over the group. They settled into a circle once more, feeling a sense of calm and unity. Aizawa and All Might stood before them, their expressions serene. "We're going to spend the rest of the night sharing our dreams, fears, and aspirations," Aizawa announced. "This is a safe space, and we encourage you to speak from the heart." The students nodded, feeling a sense of anticipation and vulnerability. They knew this was an opportunity to deepen their connections and understand each other on a more personal level. Midoriya was the first to speak. He took a deep breath and looked around at his friends. "My dream has always been to become a hero who can save everyone, just like All Might," he began, his voice steady. "But I've learned that it's not just about strength. It's about heart, determination, and the bonds we share. I'm grateful for each of you, and I believe we can achieve great things together." Uraraka smiled and placed a hand on Midoriya's shoulder. "I feel the same way, Midoriya. My dream is to become a hero who can support my family and make a difference in the world. Being here with all of you has shown me that we're stronger together." Ida nodded in agreement. "My brother is my inspiration, and I want to carry on his legacy by becoming a hero who upholds justice and integrity. We've faced many challenges, but I know we can overcome them with our unity and determination." Todoroki's voice was calm and reflective as he spoke. "I've struggled with my past and my father's expectations, but I've learned to embrace both sides of myself. My goal is to become a hero who can bring balance and harmony. I'm grateful for the support of my friends and the lessons I've learned here." Bakugo's tone was uncharacteristically soft as he shared his thoughts. "I want to be the best hero, but I've realized that it's not just about being the strongest. It's about protecting those who can't protect themselves and making a real difference. We're all in this together, and that's what matters." As each student took their turn, the atmosphere was filled with empathy and understanding. They spoke of their fears, of failure, of not living up to expectations, of losing loved ones, and their aspirations for the future. The vulnerability brought them closer together, and they felt a deep sense of camaraderie and support. All Might watched with pride as his students opened up to one another. When it was his turn to speak, he shared a story from his early days as a hero. "I wasn't always the symbol of peace," he said, his voice gentle. "I faced my own doubts and fears, but I learned that true strength comes from within and from the bonds we share. You are all capable of incredible things, and I believe in each of you." Aizawa's voice was steady as he offered words of wisdom. "Being a hero is about more than just power. It's about heart, resilience, and the willingness to stand by each other. You've shown that you have what it takes, and I'm proud to be your teacher." The students felt a sense of peace and reassurance. The campfire's glow reflected in their eyes as they sat in silence, absorbing the moment. The forest around them seemed to embrace their unity, the night filled with a sense of calm and connection. As Midoriya shared his dreams, his friends could see the determination in his eyes. "I used to think that being a hero was all about power," he admitted. "But now, I realize that it's also about the connections we make and the lives we touch. Each of you has taught me something valuable, and I'm grateful for that." Uraraka's eyes shone with empathy as she spoke. "My family has always been my motivation. I want to give them a better life and make them proud. But I've also learned that being a hero means being there for each other, just like we are tonight." Ida's voice was filled with conviction. "My brother's legacy is a guiding light for me. I strive to uphold his ideals of justice and integrity. But I've also learned that true strength comes from working together and supporting one another." Todoroki's reflection was profound and heartfelt. "Embracing both sides of myself has been a challenging journey, but through your support and friendship, I have found balance and harmony. My goal is to become a hero who can bring peace and understanding to the world." Bakugo's admission was met with understanding and respect. "I used to think that being the strongest was all that mattered," he said, his voice quieter than usual. "But now I know that true heroism is about protecting others and making a difference. We're all in this together, and that's what makes us strong." As the students continued to share their thoughts and feelings, the atmosphere grew even more supportive and empathetic. They spoke of their hopes and dreams, their fears and insecurities, and the lessons they had learned from each other. The vulnerability and honesty deepened their bonds, creating a sense of unity and strength. All Might's story resonated deeply with the students. "I wasn't always the symbol of peace," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "I faced my own doubts and fears, but I learned that true strength comes from within and from the bonds we share. You are all capable of incredible things, and I believe in each of you." Aisawa's words of wisdom provided a sense of guidance and reassurance. Being a hero is about more than just power. It's about heart, resilience, and the willingness to stand by each other. You've shown that you have what it takes, and I'm proud to be your teacher." The students felt a sense of peace and reassurance. The campfire's glow reflected in their eyes as they sat in silence, absorbing the moment. The forest around them seemed to embrace their unity, the night filled with a sense of calm and connection. As the evening drew to a close, the students made their way to their tents. They felt a sense of contentment and tranquility, ready to drift off to sleep under the starry sky. The sounds of the forest lulled them into a peaceful slumber, their hearts filled with hope and determination for the future. In the quiet of the night, Class 1A found a sense of unity and strength. The training camp had been more than just a retreat. It had been a journey of self-discovery and connection. As they slept, they dreamed of the heroes they would become, knowing that they were stronger together and ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.